I sent the screenshots to his entire company during the awards banquet where she was getting promoted. It started Tuesday afternoon, 2:37 p.m. I got out of curriculum planning early, texted Marcus I was grabbing Starbucks before pickup. When I pulled into our driveway, the black sedan was already there, parked like it belonged. Our neighborhood is one of those places where everyone waves and pretends their marriages are perfect, and nobody parks in your driveway unless they're family or DoorDash. This car? Expensive, tinted windows, engine still running. Then Marcus's boss stepped out. Rachel, mid-40s, always dressed like she was about to close $1 million deal. Always a little too friendly at company events. She saw my car and her whole face changed. Not guilty. Calculating. Like she was running numbers on how to spin this. Marcus came out our front door 30 seconds later. Not from the garage, from inside our house. Wearing the shirt I'd ironed that morning. Hair messier than when he left, and he didn't look at me. Just straight to her car like I was a speed bump in his afternoon. "Babe," he started. I held up one hand. My voice came out flat. "Dead. Don't." Rachel slid into the passenger seat with this tight little smile, like she pitied me, like I was the embarrassing wife who couldn't keep up with her husband's ambitions. The worst part? I'd ironed his shirt. That morning, while he scrolled his phone and ate the breakfast I made and told me he had back-to-back client meetings all day. I ironed the collar flat, made sure there were no wrinkles because Marcus hated looking unprofessional. And now his boss was in our driveway. After being inside our house, my hands were shaking when I unlocked the door. Everything looked normal, coffee mug in the sink. His laptop bag gone. Living room exactly how I left it. Then I saw it. 2 wine glasses on the kitchen counter. Still wet. It was 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. I don't drink wine at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays. I teach kindergarten. I had pickup in 40 minutes. The only person who'd been in this house was Marcus. And Rachel. I didn't cry. That's the weird part. I just stood there staring at those wine glasses, thinking about every late meeting for the past 6 months. Every time he came home smelling like expensive perfume and said it was from client dinners. Every time Rachel's name came up and he got defensive. She's my boss, Jess. I have to stay on her good side. Good side. Right. I pulled out my phone and texted him, "Come home, now." 3 dots appeared, disappeared. Appeared again, finally, in a meeting. Can it wait? Me, no. He walked in 90 minutes later, calm, put together. Like he'd just come from an actual meeting and not from whatever the hell he'd been doing in my house with his boss. "What's the emergency?" He said it annoyed, like I'd interrupted important work. I pointed at the wine glasses. Still on the counter where I'd left them. "Explain." He glanced at them. Back to me. Rachel stopped by to drop off some contracts. We had a quick glass while reviewing them. It's called networking, Jess. Networking. In our house. At 2 p.m. While I was supposed to be at work. "Where are the contracts?" I asked. He blinked. "What?" "The contracts she dropped off." "Where are they?" His jaw tightened. "I took them to the office. Convenient." Jesus Christ, Jess. Are you seriously? He ran his hand through his hair, the same gesture he used when he was lying about money. About his phone password. About where he was going. You're being paranoid. There it was. The word he always used when I asked questions. Paranoid. Then why? I said slowly. Was your car still in the garage when she left? Silence. I watched his brain work, calculating, recalibrating. I was going to drive her back to the office, he said. She'd had wine. I didn't want her driving. So chivalrous, I said. Except her car was running. Engine on, she drove herself. His face went blank. That's how I knew. Not defensive. Not sorry. Blank, like he was shutting down the emotional servers to protect the hard drive. I want to see your phone, I said. No, not, I have nothing to hide. Not you're overreacting. Just no. I went upstairs, locked myself in our bedroom, opened my laptop. We shared a car insurance account, same login. I pulled up the driving logs, one of those tracker things that's supposed to save us money. Marcus's car. Last 6 months. I filtered by address. My stomach dropped. Rachel's condo. 847 Riverside Drive. He'd been there 47 times. 47 times. Tuesdays, Thursdays, late meetings, client dinners, networking events, all at her building, staying 2-4 hours each time. I screenshotted everything. Then I did something I'd never done before. I opened his credit card statements. We had separate cards. For independence, he'd said, so we're not monitoring each other. I thought it was healthy. Now I thought it was coverage. I used the forgot password link, reset it to my email, prayed he wouldn't notice. The statements loaded. Victoria's Secret, $340. 3 weeks ago. He'd never bought me Victoria's Secret. I wore Target underwear and he'd never complained. Jewelry, 8.90 cents. Last month, my birthday was in 2 days. I hadn't gotten jewelry. Dinner. Morton's Steakhouse, $340. Last Tuesday, the night he said he was at a client dinner, and came home at 11 p.m. smelling like wine. I zoomed in on the charge. Party of 2. My phone buzzed. Marcus, can we talk? I stared at the message. Thought about all the times I believed him. All the times I pushed down my gut feeling because I didn't want to be that wife. The paranoid one. The insecure one. I typed back, "Are you sleeping with Rachel?" 3 dots. Disappearing. Reappearing. Disappearing. Then that's insulting. Not no. Not of course not. That's insulting. Like I was the problem for asking. I called him. He answered on the first ring. Background noise. Voices. He was still at the office. "Where are you?" I asked. "Work. Where else would I be?" Put Rachel on the phone. Silence. Jess, if you're at work and it's all professional, put your boss on the phone, right now. I heard him moving, a door closing, the background noise cutting off. "I'm not doing this," he said, low, quiet, controlled. "You're spiraling." Asterisk. 11, Dom Such, 2 words 30,000, 3,200. I saw the credit card, I said. The silence was so long I thought he'd hung up. "What credit card?" "Yours. Victoria's Secret, Morton's, the jewelry you didn't give me." More silence. "Then you went through my accounts." Not denial, offense. "Who's the jewelry for, Marcus? I can't even look at my phone without you freaking out." His voice was rising. "You're going through my accounts now?" "This is insane, Jess." "Then answer the question." "I don't have to explain every purchase to you. You do when you're buying lingerie for someone who isn't your wife." He exhaled. Sharp, frustrated. "I'm coming home. We're talking about this face to face." He hung up. I sat on our bed, the bed I'd picked out, in the house I'd decorated, next to the man I'd built a life with, and I realized something. He wasn't going to confess. He was going to gaslight me. Tell me I was crazy. That I was ruining our marriage with my insecurity. That Rachel was just a mentor and the charges were for client gifts and I was seeing shadows where there was light. So I stopped waiting for truth. And I started collecting evidence. I called my best friend Emma. Kindergarten teacher. Divorced 3 years ago after her husband's affair. She answered on the second ring. "I need a lawyer," I said. No preamble. No crying. Just facts. Silence on her end. Then, "Okay, tell me what happened." Wine glasses in my kitchen. His boss's car in my driveway. 47 trips to her condo on the insurance tracker. Credit card charges for jewelry I never got. Jesus, Jess, he called me paranoid. Of course he did. Emma's voice went hard. "Listen to me, he's going to get worse. When you confront him with evidence, he won't confess. He'll attack you harder. Make you feel crazy for having proof." "That's what they do." My throat tightened. "I know." "No, I don't think you do." She took a breath. "When I showed David the hotel receipts, he told me I'd hacked his accounts illegally and threatened to call the cops on ME. It got so twisted I started apologizing to him for finding out he was cheating." I closed my eyes. "I'm not apologizing." "Good. Then you need Michelle's number. She's ruthless. Don't tell Marcus you called a lawyer. Don't sign anything, don't move out, and document everything like your life depends on it." "I already started." "Good girl, and Jess, your gut was right. Trust it now more than you've ever trusted anything." When I hung up, my hands had stopped shaking. Marcus came home 30 minutes later. I was in the kitchen, calm, Coffee made, like we were about to have a normal conversation. He sat across from me, hands folded. Therapy pose. I think, he said slowly, we need to talk about boundaries. I almost laughed. You're right, I said. Let's start with this one. Don't fuck your boss in our house. His face went red. I didn't. 47 times, I said. Your car, her condo. 6 months. He stood up. You're tracking me? Insurance app. You agreed to it. He paced, running his hands through his hair. This is insane. You're acting insane. Then explain the charges. I don't owe you an itemized list of every dollar I spend. You do when you're spending it on another woman. He stopped, stared at me, and I saw it the exact moment he realized I wasn't going to fold. Rachel is my boss, he said, slower now, controlled. She's helping me get promoted. These are professional expenses, client gifts, team dinners. You're twisting everything because you can't handle me being successful. Is that the story you're going with? It's the truth? I nodded, pulled out my phone, opened the screenshots, then explained this. I showed him the Victoria's Secret charge, $340. Client gift, he said. I swiped to the next one. Morton's. Party of 2, 11 p.m. Client dinner. I swiped again. Jewelry. 890 cents. Team appreciation. I looked up at him. You're really gonna die on this hill. There's no hill, he said. There's you making something out of nothing. I didn't argue. I just kept gathering. The next morning, I opened his credit card statement again, looking for something I'd missed. There, the Hyatt, downtown, $1,340. March 12th. My stomach twisted because I remembered that night. Marcus had texted me at 11 p.m. Too tired to drive home safe. Gonna crash at Brian's. Brian, his college buddy, the one who lived 20 minutes away. I pulled up Brian's contact, stared at it for a full minute. Then I called. Hey, Jess. Brian answered, cheerful. Background noise. Kids screaming. What's up? Hey, quick question. I kept my voice light, casual. Did Marcus crash at your place a few months back, like mid-March? Silence. When? March 12th. He said he was too tired to drive home and stayed with you. More silence. Then, Jess, I haven't seen Marcus since New Year's. The room tilted. You sure? Yeah, we've been meaning to grab beers, but he's always busy with work stuff. He paused. Everything okay? Yeah, I must have gotten my dates mixed up. Thanks. I hung up before he could ask more questions. Marcus had lied, straight to my face. Texted me from a hotel room while I was home alone, thinking he was safe at Brian's. My hands were shaking again. I pulled up the joint bank account, filtered by transfers out. $500. March 15th. Business expenses. $800. April 3rd. Client gifts. $650. April 20th. Networking dinner. I added them up. $8,000 in 4 months. He'd been funding his affair with our money. The money I earned teaching kindergarten while he bought lingerie for his boss. Part of me, the stupid part, still wanted an explanation. Still wanted him to have some justification that would make this all make sense. Even after 47 trips and $8,000 and a hotel room he'd lied about. That's the embarrassing part. I still wanted to be wrong, but my hand stopped shaking somewhere around spreadsheet number 3. By the time I hit export to PDF, I wasn't scared anymore. I was pissed. Then I found the emails. He'd left his laptop open. Stupid. Arrogant. He thought I'd never look. I sat down at his desk. My heart was hammering so hard I could feel it in my throat. Outlook. Sent folder. I typed Rachel in the search bar. HE7 results. My hands hovered over the mouse. This was it. The point of no return. Once I read these, I couldn't unknow. I clicked the first one. Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. Tuesday can't come fast enough. Dated 4 months ago, the room went blurry. I had to read it twice because the first time my brain refused to process the words. Incredible. Kids stop thinking about you. I kept scrolling, each one worse than the last. I told Jess I'm working late. I'll be at your place by 7. She's suspicious. We need to be more careful. Damned, I saw it. I'm going to leave her. I just need the right timing. 2 weeks ago. I read it again and again. Leave her. Leave me. My stomach dropped so hard I thought I was going to be sick. I stood up fast, knocking the chair back, hand over my mouth. He'd been planning his exit. While I made his breakfast, while I ironed his shirts, while I defended him to my friends who said he was working late a lot lately, I sat back down. Read the email one more time. I just need the right timing. Timing. Like I was a problem to be managed. A logistics issue. An obstacle between him and his new life with Rachel. I forwarded every email to myself, hands shaking, breath coming short. Then I called Michelle, the lawyer Emma recommended. How fast can you file? I asked. How fast do you want to move? Tomorrow. Done. That night, Marcus came home late. Again. He was whistling. Like he didn't have a care in the world. Hey babe, he said. Kiss my cheek. Sorry I'm late, crazy day. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Laptop open. Sit down, I said. He frowned. What's wrong? Sit down. He sat. I turned the laptop toward him, his email. Open. Our entire thread with Rachel visible. His face went white. Jess, don't. He reached for the laptop. I closed it. You went through my emails? His voice was shaking. You planned to leave me. I didn't mean, you said, and I quote, I'm going to leave her, I just need the right timing. He stood up, hands in his hair, pacing. You're taking it out of context. What context makes that okay? I was venting, I was frustrated, it didn't mean anything. So you're not sleeping with Rachel. Silence. You're not planning to leave me. More silence. You haven't been lying for 6 months. He stopped pacing, looked at me, and I saw it. The moment he decided to stop pretending. Fine, he said. You want the truth? Yes, I've been seeing Rachel. Yes, it's been going on for months. And yes, I thought about leaving. There it was. After 6 months of gaslighting, of you're paranoid, and you're insecure, and you're ruining everything. The truth. Why? I asked. He laughed. Bitter. Because you stopped trying. You stopped caring about your appearance. Your career. You're a kindergarten teacher, Jess. You're stuck. Rachel is ambitious, driven. She gets me. I nodded, calm, and she's okay with you stealing from our joint account to fund your dates? He froze. Or does she not know you're still married? His jaw tightened. I was going to tell you. When? After you cleaned out the account? I wasn't. You transferred $8,000 in 4 months. His face went pale. I have spreadsheets, I continued. Bank statements, credit cards, emails, text logs, photos of her car in our driveway, everything. What are you going to do? He asked quietly. I smiled. You'll see. Asterisk, 2527, Knuckler payoff, word 6,627. The company awards banquet was that Friday. Rachel was getting promoted to VP. Marcus was getting an award for outstanding team contribution. He told me I didn't need to come. It's boring, he'd said. You'd hate it. I bought a ticket anyway. I wore the black dress. The one he said made me look trying too hard. I did my makeup, curled my hair, looked like I gave a damn. When I walked into that banquet hall, Marcus saw me and his face went sheet white. Rachel was at the head table, mid-speech, talking about integrity and company values and building trust. I waited until she finished. Then I stood up. Every head turned. Hi everyone, I said, loud, clear. I'm Jessica, Marcus's wife. Marcus was halfway out of his seat. Jess, I just wanted to share something before Rachel gets her promotion. I pulled out my phone. For the past 6 months, Marcus and Rachel have been having an affair. He's been using company time, company resources, and lying to HR about their relationship. Gusps, whispers. Rachel stood frozen at the podium. I have emails, I continued. Credit card receipts, text messages, including the ones where they discussed hiding it from the ethics committee. I looked directly at Rachel. Congratulations on the promotion. Hope it was worth it. I left before anyone could stop me. By Monday, Rachel is on administrative leave. Investigation launched. By Tuesday, Marcus moved out. Served with divorce papers at his temporary apartment. By Wednesday, I'd changed the locks. Moved his stuff to his mother's garage. He called 47 times that week. I answered once. You destroyed my career, he said. No, I replied. You destroyed your marriage. I just made it public. He tried to salvage it. Couples therapy, flowers, letters about mistakes, and starting over. I hired Michelle. She was ruthless, caught him hiding assets, lying about income, trying to move money. By the time we settled, I got the house, half his retirement, alimony for 3 years. Rachel got fired. Ethics violation, fraternization policy. She tried to sue for wrongful termination. Lost. Last I heard, Marcus is working at a startup, making half what he used to, living in his studio apartment, dating Rachel in secret because she's toxic for his reputation now. Me? I kept teaching kindergarten, bought new furniture, tainted the bedroom, adopted a dog named Justice. Some of my friends said I was too harsh, that I should have handled it privately, that I embarrassed him, to which I say, he embarrassed me for 6 months, in my own house, with our money, while I earned his shirts. I just returned the favor, publicly, permanently, and you know what? I sleep great. No more wondering where he is, who he's texting, what he's hiding. No more pretending I don't see the wine glasses, the charges, the lies. I chose me, and if you're reading this and something in your gut is screaming that something's wrong, trust it. You're not paranoid. You're paying attention. This is Broken Vows. If you've got a story about the moment you stopped believing his lies and started believing yourself, drop it in the comments. And if this story helped you see your own situation clearly, hit that subscribe button. New episodes every week. You deserve better than wine glasses on the counter and lies about late meetings. You deserve the whole damn truth.